So you, the younger ones now, please don't drop this baton of your language. I'm really serious about this. Usually, people who know me on my channel know that I'm not usually as serious as this. I giggle a lot. I try to do things a lot better. I'm not even going to smile about this. I just want to come out here like a grandmother and a big auntie, or even your mom or your mother-in-law position. They might not see it. Sometimes when people are back home, it's just very gradual. You don't see it. This is where you people are, and it's a crucial point. This is where many of us were some years ago. And now, many of our children are not able to speak our language. And I always tell people, it's good to learn from your mistake, but it's even better to learn from the mistake of others. Hello everyone, my name is Mabel, and I'm known on my channel, this channel, as Auntie Mabel. I decided to do this video. This has been one of the most difficult videos for me to do, but I went on a program today where I was one of the panelists. I was a panel on a discussion on how to raise children in diaspora. And it just kind of struck me that I really have to do this video, that it's almost like as if it's selfish of me if I didn't use this platform to address this. And I know it's not going to be an advice, or it's not going to be a suggestion that will be beneficial for everybody, that everybody will be interested in, but it's good to let it out there so that people are aware. So as you can see from the title of this video, is about not speaking our language, especially the Igbo and the Yoruba and the Hausas. Obviously, I don't really come across a lot of Hausas, because in the part of UK where I live, there's not really so many Hausa people that I've come across. So this is why I'm limiting it to those two tribes, because they are everywhere around us, because you have all this, you have the Igbos and the Yorubas all among us. Even so many people don't even know there are other tribes in Nigeria because because there are so many huge population. Even those who are not Yorubas, they tend to speak a lot of Yoruba, especially those of us from the ethnic minority group. So our language, we're already like scraping and scratching to try and rescue it. And that's one of the main reasons why I set up this, my YouTube channel, to use the platform to educate our people out there, to see how what we can still redeem from our language. So this is the reason why I just feel I should do this video. And because I really admire my Igbo and my Yoruba speaking sisters and brothers, and especially those of my generation who can speak their language very well, even those who are younger than us. So I just feel this platform is the best way to address it. So I'm really going to be using some YouTubers whom I really admire, and I follow them a lot, and I really admire them. So first of all, I'm not going to be able to put everybody I'm going to be mentioning on the thumbnail. So I'm just going to put a handful of these YouTubers on the thumbnail, just to let people understand where I'm coming from. For example, let me first of all start with the Igbo sisters and brothers. I watch these young YouTubers, especially people like Nello, Banter with NJ, Adeze Space, Sandra Reality, and so many, all the Igbo sisters, even Lily Pope. You know, all of you that are either Port Harcourt or based in and around Igbo land, you know, you just, the way you speak your language so effortlessly. You know, there are even the things you express in Igbo, when you even put the subtitle there. The way it's so, your faces lights up when you speak the Igbo. And when you are talking with your siblings, the way you just switch between the languages is just so amazing to watch. For those of us who don't, especially those of us from the ethnic minority, I'm even now struggling with my sister. After watching you guys, and because I've been researching about this language and cultural heritage a lot, I'm now telling my sister we must try and make effort to speak our dialect and not mix it with English. Many of us are so good in mixing our dialect with English. Well, if you speak to somebody who understands English, by the time you finish a sentence, you just realize it's only half of the sentence you said in your language. So, and it's not helping. Even us, we are losing our language already. So even teaching to our children is becoming even more difficult for us. But those of you who still have this fluency of speaking your language, please do not lose it to your children. And somebody like Diana Ekpoma and the rest of you, because the reason why I decided to address this, for example, I've seen Diana Ekpoma speak intermittently to her son. And to really know that is something, that area that I'm really interested in. You guys do an amazing job. You're doing so well. You're publicizing a lot of, when you go to the village, you know, the way you show your town, the way you speak to your mom, your dad, even during the wedding, the way the culture is still being is still being practiced. I'm not saying every part of our cultural heritage is brilliant, but there are the good ones we need to preserve, especially our language. You know, so the thing is that I've seen Adeze Space speak intermittently to her children. One of the days she was speaking Igbo to her children. So I'm not really saying, I need to put a disclaimer there. I'm not saying that everything you people, you know, we know everything about your life because you have the little shows on YouTube, but you have to be honest, because the things you do in real life can reflect. If you actually speak these languages to your children, we will see it. But because even there was a day Adeze tried to speak to her children, but you could see that she was teaching them. It's not teaching. Your parents didn't teach you. They spoke it to you. So please, 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 please. We already have so many, over 500 dialects they say we have in Nigeria. Then some of them already been extinct. Some of us are really struggling to redeem our one. Those of you, the major languages, don't let them die, because some of our children in diaspora, even when they want to speak our language, we want to speak to them. Some of them will say, oh, they prefer to learn Yoruba or Igbo because they have more friends who speak those languages. Even in diaspora, people are still losing it. But Igbo people are trying, Yoruba people are trying, they speak. But the program I went to, they really opened my eyes. The people who spoke to their children from childhood and spoke it consistently, they are the ones that their children are enjoying their language. They are the ones who are going to be able to pass it to the next generation. Please, please, don't drop the baton of your language at your age, at your generation, because the way people speak it is so brilliant, it's so beautiful, it's so nice to watch. I know some people will say, oh, it doesn't really matter, I can get anywhere in life. But don't give your children the gift of speaking your language. They can choose to speak it when they are older, rather than when they are older, they come back to you and say, Mom, why didn't you speak it to me? You don't teach the language to your children. You speak it to them. And you speak it consistently if you want them to speak it. All of you, look back to your life and see how your parents did it to you that make you to be able to speak it. You have to replicate it with your children. There's no two ways about it. Then let me use some of the Yoruba sisters that I have seen as well. I will use someone like DN Vlog and somebody like Abby and Family. You see, DM Vlog, when I watch some of her video, because when I'm researching all this language thing, I go on YouTube, I Google Yoruba languages. I Google Esan languages because I'm from Esan. Those of you who watch my videos, you know obviously I'm from Edo State, I'm from Esan. I'm the minority of the minority. So, but when I Google some of those languages on people's YouTube, I see what comes up. There was a part where DM Vlog was teaching her children Yoruba when they were very small. But I don't see her really speaking it to them. I might be wrong, and but I don't know, but I don't say it. But what I'm trying to tell you guys, because you guys show so much of your life. I know it might be a tiny version of your life you choose to show us, but if you really speak the language, it will still filter through. You will we'll see you speak it from time to time. Let me give example of Abby and Family. You know, when Abby and Family is talking to her two older children, you see her speak the Yoruba. When she speaks to her husband, she speaks to them. There was even a video when she was trying to teach Yoruba to her two little daughters. They could hardly even say what she was saying. You don't teach it to the children. You speak it to them. I'm just telling you because I have an example. I'm going to put the video on the description of this video. There's a young man who grew up in US. I always use him as an example. His sisters, his two other sisters, have opportunity. He's from Esan. His two other sisters have opportunity to spend some years in Esan land, so they could speak Esan very well. So he happened not to be part of that time they were in Esan. Probably he was born after that. But his two sisters could speak with their parents. They were speaking around him. Do you know this young man couldn't speak it? It was when he was about 18, he took it upon himself to learn the language. But that is a harder way to do it. There are not many children are that determined to learn. He later have to learn it because he felt cheated. Because he said when they are speaking this language around him, and the whole family are gathered, they will just switch from English to the Ace. All of them will just be giggling and enjoying themselves. He will just sit there like a stranger. So also, this is what I'm telling you people. Some of you already have older children, like somebody like DM Vlog, they are teenager now. You might think it's too late, but if you still try speaking to them, I'm sure it's not too late. And those of us, and I have to tell you from example, people like myself, we were speaking intermittently to our children, speaking and missing it with English, like I told you, you know, start saying a sentence and end it with English. Or just say, oh, come and eat, go and come and have your shower, all those simple things, and how to greet. They can do all of those things. But when they really got home, my mom can't speak English. My daughter was so disappointed that she couldn't speak the language to my mom. Even when my mom visited us in the UK, when I have to leave my mom and my daughter alone, it was a struggle for them to communicate with each other, you know. So we are talking to you from experience. We made the mistake. We don't want you guys to make the mistake. But even those of you, I'm saying it, those of you who are already older and you are not able to speak the language, there are still ways of learning if you really determine. Because what I always tell people, if we end up in Germany, or we end up in Spain or any other country or even Italy, all these languages are very difficult to learn. As many of us will say we can't learn. If I have ended up in Igbo land, I will say, oh, I'm older and I can't learn because there are people, everybody around me, most people around me can speak English, so I will just have excuse not to learn. I might even have lived in Yoruba. I will say, oh, I don't really like learning language. But when you end up in all this other part of the world, you know, Bodo in Bo, where they can't speak, they don't speak English, people learn it because some people don't understand how it is. They feel everybody that is outside speak English. No, many countries don't speak English. There are countries that don't speak, especially in Europe. There are a lot of countries that don't speak English. People have to learn those languages and be able. You can see some of them that live in Germany. They will be telling you how they have to learn and pass some certain exam to be able to get their status there. People have to learn this and work with those languages. One language can be harder than learning to speak German, or learning to speak Austrian language or whatever language you call it. There are so many disparity out there, and we are learning it. We end up there as an adult. We learn them, so we can still learn it in our place. If that is the problem, those of you already old enough, if you are determined to learn it, you will learn it. There's nothing like expressing yourself in your mother tongue. I'm telling you, it gives you a different sense of identity, a different sense of belonging. So please, let's not fail our children. And those of us that have already made the mistake, we can still redeem the time. Let's start learning, especially what I would advise, my suggestion. I know who am I to be advising people, but my suggestion to those of you, especially those of you like people like Diana and all the rest of you that still have your grandparents around, and especially somebody like Sandra's reality. I don't see you speak to your children. I'm sure you speak to them, so please bear with me if I'm saying it wrongly here. But I know those your children have more chance because they are still around your mom and your dad a lot more. But it's still not enough because we spend 24/7 with these children. It's our duty. It's our duty. Please. Those of you with the major languages, and Hausas inclusive, I know Hausas are quite good. People who even, I have family members who live in Abuja who are learning to speak, who can speak Hausa because they have to use it in the market and places like that. So please, let's not drop the baton of our language. The ethnic minority group, we are struggling to redeem our language. So please, those of you with the major languages in Nigeria, because they are recognized everywhere, even outside of the country now, people that speak Hausa, Yoruba and Igbo, they have some jobs they can do that other people can't do. These languages are relevant out there, and let us not even lose them. They are our sense of identity. English, we are using English in Nigeria because we don't have a choice, because we have all been mashed together, and English is the common language for us. Some of us, like those of us in the old Benin City or Edo, have developed our unique pidgin English that we can understand. Once you knock our pidgin, you know where we are from. But our mother tongue, our father tongue, or whichever we want to describe it in Nigeria, is very, very important. When you see people speak their language to each other, you can see that there are things you want to express in your language, you cannot express it that same way in English. So please, 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 Don't let our 3 major languages die in Nigeria. And even those of us with the ethnic minority language as well, please don't let this die as well. I'm really sorry. I'm really very serious today. I know that the best way to get this message across is just to act like that tough nanny, you know, like those programs, or the headmistress who is just trying to shake people up. Wake up before it's too late. I really have to try and find a way to get this across. Please, my dear brothers and sisters, my dear adopted daughters or nephews and nieces out there, and it's a joint effort. Both father and mother should speak it. I know some of you might not speak the same tongue, because I remember when Diana did her video that the Anambra and the Imo side of things is still slightly different. But teach your child. Let Diana speak her Imo Igbo to the children, while the husband speak the Anambra Igbo to the children. They will understand. I have a video on my channel where I say everything you need to know about teaching more than one language to your child at home. So even those of you who intermarry, maybe your husband is Yoruba, you are Igbo, is doable. Just go on my channel, you will see. I have a selected, as a part of a separate playlist on the barriers in speaking our language to our children. So please, a word they said is enough for the wise. And please bear with me for being so serious. And don't feel that I'm not in a position to be telling you what to do. Because this platform, I see YouTube as a great platform for us to just say something, you know, to learn our voices, to be the voice for the voices, to share ideas, so that we don't look back and say, oh, if I had known, I would have done things differently. So parenting is a hard job. It's hard enough. Why don't we share good tips and suggestions that make it better? Our language, cultural heritage, and identity is so important. It's so important. I work in a job in the UK where you see some of our children, they are lost. They don't even know where they belong. You know, it's very important for people to have that sense of identity. Please, and thank you. And on that note, everybody, please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, share, and all that good stuff, as they say. And give me the thumb up, the like button. And please leave me comment in this video. Tell me what you think about it. Those of you who are speaking the language to your children, those of you who are not speaking it, why you choose not to, please share. Let us share this. But on that note, I know this video is not going to be for everybody, but if we just make a difference to a few people, I just feel this, if we actually see all these fantastic YouTubers that we follow, if we see them actually demonstrating how they speak this language to their children, it's going to go a long way for people to also benefit from it and also learn to do it and speak to their children as well. So on that note, as I always say in Esan language, thank you in Esan is Wabulu. Why? Goodbye in Esan is Wakimboy.